I believe the program is pretty good, with the exception of Maki's hairdo and the penultimate episode of Halo Season 2. I was really impressed with the build-up to the Reach's destruction, the middle cooldown, and the sudden shift into pure terror. My lack of familiarity with the lore of the Halo universe and its video games is undoubtedly a major factor in my astonishment. Furthermore, the show simply tells its stories well. Because the character journeys are so unique and intense, you may relate to them on some level. The surprises are not overdone for shock value. Rather, they are subtle. The entire cast gives outstanding performances. The variety of the action choreographies is astounding, and the overall level of craftsmanship is superb. I adore how the showrunners have centered this season's struggle around which of the two species, the Covenant or the UNSC, will rule the field, then used a COVID-like equalizer to knock everyone off balance. That's the good stuff. I am aware that Halo has had a poor reputation due to the fact that the Spartans don helmets frequently and the games aren't perfectly recreated. However, I believe you'll appreciate it if you can see past that and consider it to be an adaptation of the games. And this is the best sci-fi TV show if you haven't played the games and are seeking for one. Unless Paramount Plus does a Netflix-level prank and abruptly cancels the program, I'm positive a third season will be ordered based on the unsolved storylines from Season 2. I'm not sure if Halo Season 2 received a lot of attention, or if fans are eagerly awaiting Season 3, but I'm here to give it my all and say that I hope there will be a third season of Halo. After severely hurting Perez, Kai drags her inside the ship's control room. Since Kai must finish the mission, she removes the spike that has the potential to destroy everything nearby, but she thinks twice before doing so because it isn't a practical approach. Thankfully, Master Chief arrives and makes an impressive hero entrance akin to one seen in an Indian film, moving slowly amid flames and smoke. I believe it's a good thing that Monarch and Halo are the two series that seem to be drawing inspiration from Masala Indian movies. In any case, Master Chief leaves on his mission, and Kay transports the Spartan survivors to the UNSC ships. One of the creepiest scenes in the series greets Soren and Kwan Ha as they reach the Onyx prison facility's hallways. Every scientist and soldier frozen in place. The parasite that Janine let loose is making its way into their bodies by burrowing, as seen by the faint cracking in their bones. By the way, the scene described above was followed by one of the goriest scenes in sci-fi TV history, as Janine's body changes into a zombie creature akin to Resident Evil, complete with boils, tentacles, and parasites emerging from her face and neck. You may argue that you have witnessed sights more horrifying than that, but you also need to take into account the fact that, up to this point in the series, nothing akin to this has occurred. It's been a typical sci-fi program, full of action and humor mixed in with some Starship Troopers humor. However, it's alarming since parasites that transform people into zombie monsters are so sudden and novel. Lyra and Kessler are spared when Ackerson takes a guard's gun and shoots Janine straight through the magazine. Nevertheless, Ackerson finds himself in a bit of a bind as the guard starts to transform into a monster because he has nothing to protect himself with. As soon as Soren and Kwan Ha see everything on the CCTV, they run to the cells. Halsey is brought in by Margaret to persuade the Master Chief to obey her commands. Rather than telling him to follow Margaret's orders, Halsey instructs him on how to access the Covenant ship that Maki was in to save Cortana when she discovers that Master Chief is pursuing it. In a brief scene, we see Master Chief speaking with the same voice from before, who seems to be questioning the Spartan about why he chose to save Cortana. Master Chief claims that Cortana is more to him than just an AI, which is why he did what he did. At that point, the voice tells it to speak with Cortana since it's obvious that she knows more than Master Chief does. The scene returns to Master Chief boarding the Covenant ship and presumably incorporating Cortana, who had entered the Covenant's system prior to Maki destroying the gadget she was using, into his suit as the craft collides with the ring. Kessler, Lyra, and even Ackerson are freed from the prisons after Soren and Kwan Ha murder the zombie guard. When Master Chief awakens on the Halo planet, he observes that life is sprouting around the ruins, which supports Maki's prior discussion on this topic. The life seed is contained in the ring. It is described as a live network by Cortana. When Master Chief makes the decision to locate Maki, Cortana indicates that she is most likely at the enormous structure that protrudes from the forest. She is correct. Makey and the Arbiter are also in the direction of the enormous structure. Cortana poses the crucial query: who constructed the massive structure in the Halo planet? She speculates as to whether it has been anticipating Master Chief and Makey. Master Chief dismisses hypotheses in light of the ambiguity of the situation and gets ready for his fight with the Arbiter. When Perez awakens, she discovers that Kai is utilizing a Covenant ship to crash into the larger Covenant ship, but she and the survivors have been moved to a UNSC ship. After stating, "It's going to hurt," Kai destroys the ship that has a super laser, tipping the scales in favor of humanity. Onyx experiences a full-blown zombie infestation while the UNSC rejoices. Margaret appears to have been consumed by zombies or infected. After Halsey barely makes it to Miranda, she breaks into her usual cheesy smile and declares that this whole spore, parasite, and catastrophe thing is actually kind of cool. Why? Because now they know who constructed the caves on Halo or Onyx, and how these parasites most likely killed them. Rather than choosing to self-preserve, why would anyone in his right mind choose to stay in the midst of a zombie outbreak to conduct scientific research? I'm not sure. Fortunately, Halsey's foolishness ends when the fungal parasite infection freezes her. The zombies in Ackerson, Kwan Ha, Soren, Kessler, and Lara engage in gun combat. The zombies corner Kwan Ha as everyone else escapes unharmed. Before they can harm Kwan Ha, the elderly ghost stops them, and she provides a brief explanation of what's happening. She informs Kwan Ha that there has been an ongoing conflict between her ancestors and this monster, also known as the Flood. Now that the Flood is back in the open, it wants Kwan Ha to surrender to it in addition to consuming her. This proves that the Flood is a hive mind entity that seeks to subjugate everything and achieve galactic equilibrium. Just one area they are occupying is Onyx. The red dots on the holograph in the cave are most likely all locations where Halsey and Miranda's tampering has caused the Flood to become active. The elderly woman is most likely the ghost of the Forerunners, the groups that constructed the Halos. Yes, there are multiple round planets in order to combat the Flood. Lara appears to pass away after contracting the parasite. In a heartbreaking moment, Soren, who is typically extremely chirpy and sardonic, tells his son the truth about his mother's passing when they are leaving Onyx. With a zombie staring at her through the glass, Miranda places Halsey in a cryogenic pod to stop the fungus parasite thing from spreading. This means that Miranda is stuck in that lab and needs to find a solution. Kay's lifeless body is shown floating amidst the crash's debris. Master Chief and the Arbiter engage in a vicious combat. There are 3 rounds to it. After slicing through the Arbiter's chest, Master Chief prevails in the opening round. After flipping Master Chief onto his back, the Arbiter prevails in the rematch, and Master Chief unleashes Beast Mode to eliminate the Arbiter in the last round. Having said that, he makes sure the Arbiter understands that he is killing him to exact revenge on the Arbiter for all lives the latter has taken, not to give him a warrior's death. The 8th episode of Halo Season 2 concludes with Makey revealing her endgame in a blatant manner. With the help of the Halo, she intends to put an end to the Covenant, the humans, and anybody else who is responsible for any form of aggression. Consequently, her ultimate goal is to take on the role of Thanos and bring about peace across the galaxy by means of committing genocide. Master Chief is unable to stop her since he is preoccupied with the fleet of the United Nations Security Council ships that are entering the atmosphere of the ring, as well as the constructions that are sprouting from the mountains that surround the ring. I have no idea what they are, but it does not appear to be in excellent shape. Makey, who has already entered the structure, is pursued by Master Chief, and the show then turns to another segment of the discourse that is taking place between Master Chief and the voice that is lacking a physical form. It is clear that a great deal of time has passed from the point that Master Chief entered the building and the moment that he sat down to have this talk with this floating, one-eyed machine, which is most likely the 343 guilty spark from the games. Also, it would appear that the machine has communicated with Makey, and both of them have conveyed to the machine that it should not put its faith in the other chosen one. The machine makes a statement that it has been waiting to meet Master Chief, who, by the way, asserts that he is not a member of the United Nations Security Council because they were using him for propaganda purposes. The machine also seems to be making a reference to the Forerunners. As a result, it is possible that Master Chief and Slash or Makey hold the key to either putting an end to the Flood or letting it to devour everything that exists. In the event that Season 3 is released, we will be fully informed about it. I believe that the show is fairly good, with the exception of the episode that is the penultimate of Halo Season 2 and Makey's wig. The build-up to the destruction of the Reach, the cooldown period that occurred in the middle of the game, and then the transition into solid horror area all left a very strong impression on me. The fact that I am not very knowledgeable about the history of the Halo universe and the games is undoubtedly one of the primary reasons why I have been taken aback by this information. On top of that, the show simply has a strong storytelling element. Because the character arcs are so unique and packed with feelings, you will be able to connect with them on some level no matter what. The twists are kept under wraps and are not played out for the purpose of shock effect. Each and every member of the cast gives exceptionally good performances. There is a great deal of variety in the action choreographies, and the overall workmanship that is being displayed is of the highest quality. I really enjoy how the showrunners have centered the struggle of this season around which of the two species will dominate the playing field, the Covenant or the United Nations Security Council, and then they have brought in an equalizer that is similar to TOVID in order to throw everyone off balance. That is the most intriguing part. I am aware that Halo has received a bit of a negative reputation due to the fact that it does not exactly recreate the games and allows the Spartans to remove their helmets very frequently. On the other hand, if you are able to get past it and consider it to be a reimagining of the games, I believe you will find it enjoyable. If you haven't played the games yet and are seeking for an excellent science fiction television show, this is the one you should watch. On the basis of the unresolved narrative strands that were present in the second season, I am confident that this show will be renewed for a third season. However, until Paramount Plus pulls off a Netflix-level stunt and cancels it without any ceremony, I am not sure. In spite of the fact that I am not aware of the number of people who watched Halo Season 2 or whether or not there are a lot of people who are looking forward to Season 3, I am here to give it my full marks and express my excitement about the possibility of a third season of Halo.